thought I'd give an update to my shallots and onions since it's, I think, 3 weeks into summer, so let's have a look. I think I'm growing 2 different types of shallots and 4 types of onion. So these ones right here, I grew from seed. These are called Camelot. They're a red type. There's 2 types of shallots. There's red and there's brown, whereas onion, there's red, there's brown, and there's white as well. You can see that there's quite a bit of variance in how these have grown. This one looks pretty good. It's almost as big as an onion, whereas other ones are much smaller. That one, they still have time though. They're not exactly ready to pull out, but yeah, this variety, based on the ones that did best, I think they're very good. I'm interested to see how they taste, but I think the production overall has been very good. It's my first time growing shallots from seeds, so I think I'm happy with this variety. So over here to my other bed where I started shallots from seed. These are called conserver shallots. This is the brown type, I believe. At least they look sort of halfway between brown and red, but I think they're more brown. I could be wrong, but that's how it looks so far. They're significantly smaller than the Camelot, but I wouldn't just go by that from this one test. This was also a very heavily weedy bed. I just weeded it. I probably should have done a before picture, but it would have been unbelievable to some people. This is very heavily weeded. It was just literally every inch of this had weeds, and I just pulled out a chair and just started pulling, and it looks much better now. But I think that between that and not watering as much has kind of stunted this bed overall. This second row here is Walla onions. I just kind of threw these in here to use up the space. This space here I had some golden beets, and believe it or not, this is the best one out of the whole bunch. It's kind of a joke when I grow beets. I might give up, I don't know, but yeah. So this is the best beet of the bunch that I grew in this. They didn't do very well. I think part of the problem is, well, the watering. I wasn't really watering this very well. I do have the drip irrigation, but I haven't set that up this year yet. I was kind of reorganizing how I was going to do that, so I just hand watering, but it just wasn't enough. And between that and the weeds, these beets, they probably didn't have a very good chance. So I'm just going to pull them out for now. I'm going to start over. I'm going to plant something else. I think I'm not going to plant a root vegetable. I think this bed has some issues that are preventing root vegetables from growing, and I need to address those. But you can see the Walla onions. They're coming in really inconsistently. Some of them are looking okay. I'm pretty far behind last year. Last year at this point I was already harvesting some, but maybe 2 or 3 weeks I'll be harvesting these ones. They don't seem far off, and they grow pretty fast. So this bed is on a rooftop garden. It's on top of my garage. First thing people say is, oh great, you don't have to deal with weeds. Well, not really. I think there's just as many weeds up here as there is down lower, if not more. I don't know why, but it's really strange, but there's just tons of weeds up here. Over at this bed I have some dill, kale. These are like spring onions. They're bunching onions. And then these big ones, these are Egyptian walking onions, also known as tree onions. They grow They grow top sets of onions. They look sort of like garlic bulbils or bulblets. So it'll grow a bulb full of little seeds, and that's what I planted these from. I planted these, I think, around February from a little bulblet. So they've gotten really big. I do want to preserve them to grow more bulblets just for fun. But yeah, definitely a very vigorous onion. So I'm in the backyard now. These first 2 rows are more Walla onions. This is where I grew them last year. They did very well. It's just a different year for climate. It's not as nice of a climate, not as sunny, not as warm as normal. So I guess that affects the way these things are. I think on top of that, this bed just doesn't have the nutrients it had last year. I didn't really do much with it. I should have, but I'll have to do something to fix that. And then I also have these onions that I grew from sets or bulbs. This is a Spanish onion. I was really surprised how fast they started growing at the beginning, but then it really tailed off, where the onions from seed just caught up and they're looking better in some cases. Some of these ones that were grown from sets just didn't continue growing well. I don't know, they just don't seem to have as much vigor as the other ones. These are more bunching onions. But I think this will be the last time I grow onion from sets. I really enjoy growing it from seeds, and they seem to really do so well, so I think I'll stick with what works for me. And then here's a look at this container I'm growing onions in. It's kind of an experiment to see how they do in containers. They actually do great in containers. If you look here, it's got lots of leaves. This one's very strong. I probably should have planted them higher. But yeah, these are Egyptian walking onions. But they're definitely doing well. It seems like a great way to grow them if you don't have a garden bed to plant them in. So that's it for now. Have a great day.